The old stone well stood in the overgrown garden of the abandoned St. Helian's rectory. The dark moor surrounded by choking ivy and skeletal rose bushes. It was the reason the property was unsellable, the reason city planners avoided it, and the reason Liam, desperate for a new restoration project and a fresh start after his divorce, got it for a song. He ignored the local warnings about water. The muttered eyes averted. Just but the whisper started on Liam's first night. Faint, light dry leaves skittering across stone, emanating from the direction of the well. He dismissed it as wine through the sea rumbling out buildings, but night after night, the whispers persisted, growing slightly louder, more distinct, yet frustratingly unintelligible. They weren't menacing. Not at first. They sounded plaintive. Lost. Restoration was grueling. Dust choked the air. Floorboards crumbled underfoot, and the pervasive dampness seeped into his bones. Yet, the well drew him. Its ancient stones were cold. Even in summer sun, peering down, he saw only profound blackness, smelling of wet earth and something faintly metallic. The whisper seemed to coil up from that darkness, especially at twilight. One rainy afternoon, ripping up rotten floorboards in the old kitchen, Liam found it, tucked beneath a joist. Wrapped in crumbling oilcloth was a small, leather-bound journal. The ink was faded, but legible. It belonged to Father Michael Byrne, the last resident priest. Dated 1898, the entries began normally. Parish duties were announced. Then, the tone shifted. October 12th. The whispers grow louder. Clara hears them too. She is frightened. She believes it. It's the voice of the drowned girl. Poor Bessie Carter from the mill accident. But Bessie drowned in the river, not the well. October 25th. Clara grows weaker. The physician is baffled. She coughs constantly. A dry rattling sound. She speaks of the whispers calling her name, begging for company in the dark. She spends years at the well's edge, staring down. I fear for her mind and her soul. November 3rd. God forgive me. The whispers They are not. Bessie. You heard it clearly. Last night, Eamon's voice deep and cold lay beneath Clara's sweet tones. It said, more. Clara is fading. Her eyes, they look like the well steps. November 7th. I confronted it. At the well's edge at midnight, I demanded the demon show itself. The water below. It stirred, not water, something thick, black and shifting. Eyes open within it, countless, lifeless eyes, and the voice it spoke from them, deep and from Clara's room simultaneously. She is ours. You sent her to us, the thirsty. Once are pleased, what have you done? The final entry was scrawled frantic. November 9th. Clara is gone. Only her nightgown left by the well, damp with that foul black ichor. The whispers are jubilant. They call for me now. Join us. Father, join your flock in the deep. It knows my sign. I baptize them here. The sick, the dying infants told their parents the holy water would cleanse, send them pure to God. But the well it was never holy. It took them, it kept them, and now it wants its shepherd. You hear scratching at the door. The journal ended. Liam sat frozen. The whispers outside seeming to solidify into a killing chorus. Faint infant cries. A young woman sobs, and beneath it all, that deep, cold, insatiable voice. He looked out the grimy kitchen window. Twilight was deepening. The well looked like a blot of ink on the landscape. That night, the whispers weren't just outside. They were inside the rectory. They slid the red under the door, coiled around the bedposts, vibrated in the floorboards. Liam double quotes. It was Clara's voice, weak and terrified. Help me it sighed. So cold Then the deeper voice, resonant and hungry. Come see your garden waits driven by a terror that overrode reason, and a morbid need to silence the voices. Liam grabbed a powerful flashlight and stormed out to the well. The whispers crescendo, yet a cacophony of lost souls and that chilling bass undertone. He shone the light down the shaft. The beam didn't reflect water. It illuminated a thick, tar-like substance coating the walls, maybe 10 feet down, and embedded in it, like flies in amber, were faces, dozens of them, the contorted, small faces of infants. Mouths open in silent screams. The pale, desperate visage of a young woman, Clara, yen lower, almost swallowed by the blackness. The hollow-eyed, agonized face of Father Burn, his mouth stretched wide in an eternal, soundless shriek. Their eyes, all of them, were open and fixed upwards, unseeing yet aware. As Liam stared paralyzed, the black substance replied. It was ecstatic. It was alive, shifting, slowly undulating. New shapes began to form and press against the viscous surface. Skeletal fingers, the outline of a grasping hand, another tiny, wizened face pushing upwards. The deep voice didn't come from the well this time. It spoke directly into Liam's mind, cold and intimate as a grave's embrace. You looked, now you belong. The garden needs tending. The whispers from the rectory stopped abruptly. An absolute, suffocating silence fell. Liam tried to step back, but his feet were rooted, not by fear, but by something cold and viscous. US winding around his ankles, crawling up from the ground beneath the well. Coping stones, tendril aisles of that same black ichor, smelling of wet earth and decay. They pulled with impossible strength, not towards the well's edge but down, into the earth itself, towards the unseen reservoir below. He screamed, but the sound was swallowed by the hungry silence. The last thing Liam saw before the blackness surged up over his eyes was the garden, not overgrown and neglected, but perfectly tended, row upon row of small, unmarked mounds like graves, radiating out from the well. His garden, their garden, forever. The whisper started again, but now they came from beneath his own feet.